Oops. Let me move this over here. All right. Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 861, Historical Accuracy. Oh, even if you don't write historical fiction, historical romance, westerns, anything with that historical slant, you're still going to be held responsible for getting the historical stuff right. Yes, I spent over 20 years in the Marine Corps, and I've gotten comments on some of my stories about this person needs to understand how the military works. Please hire somebody to help you. Yes, I like that. So I actually changed my profile to say, spent over 20 years in the Marine Corps. Army is not the Marine Corps, is not the Navy, is not the Air Force, is not the Space Force, is not the Coast Guard. Everybody's different, and everybody's experience in the places are different. And here's the important thing to keep in mind. The readers, the ones who pay your salary, are never wrong, even if they are. And it's okay. It's okay. Don't get in a firefight with readers. Don't argue with readers. Some will try to be helpful. Here, I will read your books for you. I saw a comment on science fiction. Like way in the future science fiction, a person who had a son in the military said, I will read your books ahead of time to make sure that they're accurate in regards to military rank structure and stuff like that. It's the future. Now, understand, and I'm talking about military here, but it goes for everything. It goes for any time you reference something historical, like spittoons. Spittoons. When did they show up? What were they used for? Where did they hang out? How often were they emptied? There's so much that goes into little details. If you write Westerns, that is a monumental amount of historical research you need to be doing and need to be aware of and work into your stories to get them where they're readable by the right readership. And if you're writing anything with a historical slant, then you want that right readership to support that story and say, yes, I felt like I was there. And there will still be some people get it wrong because all the history they know, they saw on TV. Bridgerton, is it accurate or not? I don't know. I don't research that era. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I'm sure some people have critiqued it on historical accuracy, and other people have said, this is great. I feel like I'm right there in that era, which is what you want. You want to put your readers into that situation in a way that's believable. Now, it's not today. Sometimes you have to use today kind of words, whereas yesterday words were more applicable. Maybe that's not the best thing to do. You just have to, I don't want to say pander, but you have to write with the reader in mind. Understand they're going to nitpick the historical elements. Just give them less stuff to nitpick, and then let them argue about it on your fan page, your reader page, stuff like that, where they can discuss the finer elements of the historical aspects of your stories. Is it a rabbit hole or is it good research? Well, only you can decide that. How far have you disappeared? How many hours of research have you done to write one sentence? You want that sentence right, but sometimes there's that law of diminishing returns where you're researching more and more to get less and less, trying to get one thing accurate, and then people will still argue about it. Close counts. Do the best you can, but don't be paralyzed by the fact that people will tell you you're wrong, and they will, no matter how right you are. So readers of historical fiction are merciless, but they're also your readers. Do the best you can. That's about all I have to say about historical fiction. And one last word on the military, Marines. If you talk about Marines, you're using and trying to leverage the goodwill that the Marines in history have built. So don't say, well, this is my Marine Corps. Okay, that's great. Then don't call it the Marine Corps. Call it the mobile infantry like Heinlein did. He called it something completely different. So he could do whatever he wanted with it. But if you're going to call it the Marines, you're leveraging that, trying to get, so don't argue with readers when they say, this isn't how the Marines would work, because you've already leveraged that. So think about that. Don't try to play off both sides against the middle. It's not going to work for you. There you are. historical fiction. Do the best you can. Don't be paralyzed, and understand the readers are always right, even if they're not. Peace, fellow humans.